The mist calls to you. Your sanity wavers. Things are not as they seem. Trust no one. Will you return the same?
Notoriously Poor Choices is an adult RPG playthrough podcast that may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome.
Listen to your heart.
Beautiful.
God damn it.
Beautiful.
All right.
When it's calling to you.
That's the intro.
Make sure that stays in.
We're fucked.
There's gonna be somewhere in there.
This is gonna be so much ad lib of random bullshit. Welcome to Notoriously Poor Choices, your D&D podcast of choice for this podcast, at least. I am your dungeon mistress, Biz, your weaver of lore, and here with me tonight I have the following people.
I'm Eric, and I'm playing Ferdinand, the Hexblood Goblin Rogue.
I am Oakley. And that's all I got today, to be real.
Okay, we still love you.
Thanks. I love you too.
I'm Cameron, and I'll be playing Barnabas Blackcroft, the human warlock.
If one of you in the computer want to go next.
I'm Brittany.
Yeah, I'll go.
I will be playing Gertie, a goblin thief rogue.
And last but certainly least among us, my name's Colton, and I will be playing Quinner Stonebottle, the druid sorcerer halfling of the group.
And we are so organized today. All right. Recap time. Last time on our lovely adventure, you guys went through a lot. You went to the Red Widow Theater to see Aunt Fanny and watch her very tantalizing show. Most of you got pretty tipsy on the wayside.
I think Oakley held her liquor quite well.
We'll see. But
I did great.
you guys went to the Red Widow Theater to see Aunt Fanny's show. You guys had some alcohol. You started seeing double, having hiccups, but didn't really have hiccups. Saw some interesting events that took place. People's sanities were questioned. It was a very interesting time. From there, you went back to your room to discover that there was someone in your room. Turns out it was a birdie friend that is guarding your room with its life in exchange for food.
And a knife.
And a knife. Yeah, you guys gave the bird a knife.
That sounded almost lyrical.
You're welcome. And from there, some of you went to question the owner of the bird, who is the owner of the Dusty Rose, because you were confused on how the bird got to Quinner in the masquerade with no invitation. From there, you started learning secrets about the owner of that mansion. And the last you left off, she was about to tell you the name of the man that she married and has a child with. So, I don't remember which ones of you were there, because I don't think all of you went.
It was me and Ferdinand.
Yep.
That was it?
See,
Downstairs.
he was talking to the tavern owner, and I was talking to the birds.
That's correct. Oh, and also some of you learned secrets that I can't spill, because certain party members don't know these secrets.
Oh, yeah.
Say Brittany.
So Ferdinand and Quinner, you are talking with the owner of the Dying Rose. And she is giving you
Dusty Rose.
take me home. She is giving you kind of a life history of her time in the town with the knowledge that she has of the manor and the lady of it. She was once married and had a son with this person. And you notice she holds her head for a minute just to think. Both of you roll me insight.
Starting off strong.
That's a big old 10.
Awesome.
That's a 6.
That's your strong arm? It looks
Take my strong hand.
It looks like she's starting to have a headache. Like she's kind of holding her temples. Well, for the life of me, I can't remember his name right now. Like I can see his face, but the name's just not coming to the front of my brain.
What did his face look like?
Well, very similar to that of your friends.
Like an older version of our Barnabas friend?
It's possible. At least family resemblance of some sort.
Does the name Blackcroft sound familiar?
Well, yeah, the name Blackcroft sounds familiar. They were one of the most established families in this town up until a few years ago.
How many is a few?
I mean, how high does a crow fly?
I don't know. 50 feet? 60 feet?
I'm not sure how many years ago it was, but they used to be very relevant in town.
How did your crow get to our friend Quinner here?
What do you mean?
How did it get past the barrier?
Oh, you see, I have a working relationship with Syndria. People will establish rooms here, and the rooms aren't ready normally. She allows my crow familiar to fly over the barrier and let him know where their room's at and when it's ready.
Hmm.
Well, if you remember his name, let me know.
I'll do my best to. It's like it's on the tip of my tongue, and I just, for whatever reason.
Do I see anything on the tip of her tongue?
Roll perception.
There it is. Nat 20.
Hey, let's go.
You see that her tongue is actually forked.
So she meant the tips.
Like reptilian or like
Yeah.
it's reptilian?
Yeah, like a snake.
Does she look human?
As far as you can tell.
Cool tongue, by the way.
Thanks. Yes. I don't remember how I got it this way. It's been years.
Ooh, body modification, huh?
Maybe. I was young at one point. Reckless.
You seem to not remember a lot of things.
It sounds like she's been through a lot. So maybe she doesn't remember a lot of things.
Can't relate.
Trauma!
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Detect magic. On her or...
Detect
Huh?
I think it's just in the area, but like I want to see if she's under the effect of anything.
Yes, you can. I gotta look something up though. Hang on.
Okay. While she's looking that up, in your daily bird facts with Colton, crows can fly up to 1,000 feet high.
So that's how many feet high?
Fernando's way off.
And yes, I did look that up the second she stated that.
I'm glad one of us did, because I sure didn't.
Then
Give us
again,
more
she
bird
only
facts.
asked how high does the crow fly, not how high could the crow possibly fly.
That is true.
Well, that's on average.
On average, that's how high they can fly.
What else is
Yeah.
about 1,000 feet in the air so I can compare it? Anything?
Planes.
Oh, well, yeah. That's
Okay.
fair.
Yeah, you can.
No,
You
planes
cast
are
it.
way higher.
Like 30,000.
Yeah, plane. There's a reason it's called the Mile High Club, buddy.
There
You're at
comes
least a
point
mile
where
up in the
they
air.
do
Yeah.
are. Yep.
Technically.
As long as you stretch the about in that
Exactly.
sentence, it's the same.
At one point or another, they're 1,000 feet off the ground. It's just they keep going.
So you cast detect magic.
I do.
Okay. You have several things ping. None of them ping really around her except like a signet ring. And based off of the tan line on her finger, she's worn it for a very, 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 very long time. You see a broom in the corner sweeping by itself. And a mop holding a bucket more towards the like dining area.
Gotcha. But it doesn't look like she's affected by any spells, spell effects, anything like that.
Nope.
Okay. What about the birds?
The birds.
The birds.
The birds. Some of them have like magical items about them, but they're not like magically enhanced.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I don't believe we caught your name.
My name.
Yes.
I go by Matilda.
I go by Ferdinand.
I believe we established this originally at the beginning of the week with the whole Quinner stone bottle. Weird.
Oh,
Mishap.
yes. Who said my name?
That was me, Matilda.
Oh,
Anyways,
sorry. I was 1,000 feet away. What are we talking about?
My name. And that
Yes.
Ferdinand is Ferdinand, and you are Quinner.
and you are Matilda.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Matilda. I'll be on my way.
Why I talk to birds.
Do what, Quinner?
Said Quinner just whispers under his breath, "This is why I talk to birds."
Well, y'all have a good night. If you need anything, you let Thimble know.
Are you familiar with a bird named Thistle?
It depends. Is it a pet bird? Like,
Thistle.
Ferdinand, you can't just ask birds if they know other birds.
Wait, actually, Ferdinand is not familiar with Thistle. That was Kermit.
yeah.
Never mind.
And also, you can't just ask birds if they know other birds.
Matilda's
Matilda's
not a bird. Silly
He has
goose.
birds.
Okay. You have a wonderful night.
Yeah. If you need anything, you let Thimble know.
Will do.
You guys make your way back up to the room. What are the rest of you doing in the room? After you've given this crow a knife.
I need a moment to answer this seriously. I'm sorry.
What do you have? A knife! No!
Gertie's on the
Birds back in
lookout
Raptors
by the window.
You're doing what, Gertie?
Gertie is on the lookout by the window.
Okay. If you want, you can roll perception. Yes, the bird is on the rafters outside the bedroom.
I think I would have been watching Ferdinand, but from far enough away that I wouldn't have heard anything.
Okay.
Like, looking down from the...
The stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I sneak back up the stairs?
Roll stealth. Roll perception, Barnabas.
Gertie got a 23.
Okay.
I haven't decided what I'm doing yet because I still can't get past the thought of teaching the bird how to knife fight.
I mean, you could try to teach the bird how to knife fight.
Well,
28.
Yeah, you don't see... You noticed Ferdinand, and then you looked over towards the bedroom door that is your room, and then he's gone.
he does that.
Gertie, on the streets, you notice that drunk masqueraders are parading back down the road. You hear very faintly in the distance the clock tower chime twice. You notice people just milling about in the streets, hooting and hollering. And you see a familiar face, but you're not sure why it's familiar.
Okay. What does this person look like?
Well, they're wearing a mask, so it's kind of hard to see like their full facial features. But they are very plump. They have kind of like a schmuck thing and a very like prairie blue dress. It's not very formal by any nature. Their mask is green with a crooked nose.
Does Gertie suspect that this is Silver?
Silver as in...
I don't know. I remember there being someone really plump and short named Silver.
That was the ogre child
Oh, okay.
from the memory. No.
Okay. Okay. Gertie takes note of that.
I was gonna say, if you want, you can roll history, see if you remember.
Okay, I'll do that. I got a 14.
On a 14, they definitely seem like someone from your childhood, but you can't quite pinpoint it.
Okay. Someone that possibly Aunt Fanny.
Maybe. You're not 100% sure.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I'll take note of that. And I continue to look.
Okay.
What does the two bells mean again? Is it 1:30 a.m.?
In this instance, it would be 2 o'clock. Like the chimes are longer. They're not
Okay.
the shorter chimes.
Okay.
Oakley. Did you decide what you were doing?
Yeah, I want to teach the bird how to knife fight.
Okay.
But like responsibly, I would like to take into account that this is a bird and not something with limbs as my own.
Okay. Roll animal
Yes, the
handling.
responsible knife fight teaching.
Oh. 1.
Wait, is Quinner there?
You
Alex, I'm downstairs with you, remember?
Oh, that's right.
you go to start trying to teach this bird how to knife fight, and you start trying to talk to it, and you're talking with this bird like, I'm gonna teach you how to fight. It's gonna be fine. You'll learn so many things. And it goes, ah!
Can't I speak to one of the birds though? Because it...
Oh, the telepathic?
Yeah, something about that. Because we
Yeah.
spoke with same language in the
Yeah,
brains.
you can talk to it.
Could I talk to it and try again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 13.
Okay.
14.
14. On a 14, it understands and kind of looks at you and tilts its head. And I think you guys forget, this bird stabbed this knife into the rafters and is perched on it. So it flies up and pulls the knife out. It's holding it in its beak.
I'm telling it how to do its own job right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Congratulations, you made yourself a Karen.
It's okay. It's the second time this week.
You're human splaining.
You hear in your mind, bring it on. Roll attack.
Ah, fuck. 16.
Okay.
Are you just punching with your fist? Or do you have a weapon to punch with?
I don't want to hurt the bird.
All of this is going to be non-lethal.
Oh, Brad.
You go to attack the bird with like a non-lethal like hilt, and it deflects it and rips your arm with its claw and its talons and brings the knife close to you as it's holding your arm back and pecks the hilt on your nose. You will take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. As you hear in your head, is that all you got?
Man, I still don't want to fight the bird.
What's in here so bad? Do you roll to try again?
Do we have any little snacks for the birds?
You guys gave it a good berry earlier.
Then I'll just pat it on the head and say, I trust you.
If a bird could grin while holding a knife in its beak,
Rad.
and it flies back up and it jabs the knife back into the rafters and sits back on it and just watches down the hall. It's almost statuesque at this point. About this point, Quinner and Ferdinand return to the room.
Well, we had some information about the lady of the manor, which is not why we initially went down there for, I realize.
Didn't figure out what we initially went down there for.
Oh, that's right. I'm remembering now. We don't even know that. What happened? What happened to the dwarf?
The dwarf is the bird that's in the rafters. And I point to a bird in the rafters.
Perched
the one
on a
that
knife.
has a knife.
Oh, the one with the knife.
I think we gave him the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've armed a bird with an.
I didn't arm the bird. I believe that was Oakley.
I indeed armed the bird.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay. Okay.
I thought it needed some protection of its own.
But it was in our room. As a dwarf?
I may have underestimated it. I thought it was a cute little bird.
It's just watching the room.
Oh, okay. Interesting. But we've learned that the lady of the manor, her name is Sindria.
Sandria.
Yes.
Like
Spelled
the
out with a Z
alcoholic
last time.
alcoholic beverage.
Is it spelled with a C or a Z?
Or an
Spelled
X.
with an S.
I spelled it with a C because I don't know why.
Just spell it phonetically.
Yeah. And apparently she has a child with a man that she had married previously. But we don't know who that is. However, that person strikes a resemblance, a familial one, with you, Barnabas.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
I just love how matter of factly that Barnabas has gotten over this whole like series of events.
And
Good to know you're taking it well.
your family was also a very prominent presence in this town a few years ago. A very vague few years ago.
Vague.
As
Wait,
in,
how
I
many-
don't know how.
How many of us came from this town?
Say that again, Quinner.
So wait, then how many of us came from this town? Because Ferdinand and Gertie, y'all are apparently from here. And then now Barnabas is apparently from here. And I'm apparently from here. And Oakley's also apparently from here. How did we all end up being from here but not remembering it?
Well, you see, I don't know.
It was destiny.
Hey now, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. And that was really well planned out for a long time. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. 10 points for the DM.
Well, yeah, I don't know. That's quite a coincidence.
Everyone's in shock right now. No one's responding.
Ferdinand's just looking at
Well, I
Barnabas.
mean, Gertie may not actually be from there. Gertie just was raised there.
Is it
Maybe.
possible to roll magic for the entire like township we're in?
You'd get a lot of pinging.
I'm looking for something more specific and familiar. Anything that we may have encountered before on this journey.
Such as
The mist.
the mist will ping.
Okay. How heavily?
It's a pretty big ping.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure if I should have known this already or not.
I thought we were still in the mist.
I
We
figured
should
we
be.
were. I'm slowly remembering some things the mist did before.
So, I wonder how long this town has been in the mist.
Would the bird know?
That's a good question.
Could it have something to do with Miss Cindrea?
Could certainly ask the bird if you want to.
I would like to ask the bird. How long? That whole question has immediately escaped my head.
I was gonna say, you asked the bird how long, and it kind of just looks at you like,
How long is this? Were we asking how long the city had been here or been in the mist?
Second.
been in the mist.
Okay, yeah, I want to ask you how long I've been in the mist. Do I need to roll?
Oh, I do. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. We've been here for a long time. Everything repeats after a certain amount of time.
How much amount of time is that amount of time?
Lost count.
I'm sorry.
You are all new, though.
How did you keep track of it before?
Feathers.
Feathers?
I'd pluck out.
One.
Anxious bird. Pluck.
That's how you would keep track of how long it had been?
Mm-hmm. And then I couldn't fly for a bit.
How long has it been since you couldn't fly?
Many moons.
Okay, that's all
I'm
I got.
getting some serious side eye at this table.
That's okay.
I
I could do math from here.
I
Thank
would
you.
like to look outside the window and perceive the number of moons.
Would you know this as Ferdinand?
Fuck!
I would like to look out the window and perceive the number of moons.
Did you have that conversation with the bird?
I speak bird.
Right, but would you... you just have the innate ability to do that, don't you?
I'll telepathically tell him if I have
Yep.
to.
Okay. Roll perception.
Also, as a lunar sorcerer, if something is messed up with the moons, I should know about it.
That's fair.
I could feel it in my bones.
In my jellies.
Roll perception.
Okay. 13.
13. You see one moon from where you're at. Everything seems fine. It's a pretty cloudy night. Is there anything else you wanted, Quinner?
No, that's it.
I have an answer. It takes a crow's feathers when lost from stress. From full, like, no feathers to full feathers, about a year. It can give or take, like, a couple months, of course, but about a year.
Okay. But you don't know how many times it did this.
Well, I guess at this point, unless you guys have any other ideas, we should just... And Ferdinand looks very, like, uncomfortable saying this. Go to sleep?
As the DM, I will remind you, have you figured out what favor you are going to ask for?
Ah, I
No.
see. Oh. The favor.
From Aunt Fanny and the Grannies.
It's hard for me to take part in this conversation when I was specifically told to go outside and have about a third of the information.
I know. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I was just saying it makes it hard for me to roleplay that.
Yeah.
So, do we
Can we ask for a blueprint of the land?
We don't need the blueprint because
Like-
I know my way around it.
But I mean, even inside the house?
Mhm.
Okay.
Where exactly in there would we want to go?
You know that Jack is somewhere on the grounds.
And it's been in...
We're assuming that it's in the maze.
Yeah, that's
in the
what I
hedge
remember.
maze. I'm still boat upstanding reputation so that we can all just go in.
Yeah,
And
the
get
higher
invitations.
status.
That's
It's
fine.
cool with me.
All right.
Yeah.
You go to sleep.
I guess.
Anything happen more?
Wait, didn't we also talk about me being a distraction and
I think if
using
we're gonna have
something-
her give us better standing in the community to get in, and if we're going in through through like the actual event itself, then I suppose we won't need those as much, and we can kind of have them
Okay.
as a fallback, or we could be jackasses and split the party and send one in one and one in the other.
we could ask Aunt Fanny for higher status on only a few people and we could do it half and half and then all meet up. That way it doesn't look like all of us, all of a sudden have such high ranking. I don't know if that'll look suspicious or not.
The bird did say that we were new.
Ferdinand and Gertie, roll me history.
21.
Gertie, what'd you get?
I got a 15.
Okay. Between the two of you, you remember very, very vaguely that people would come to the Grannies asking for favors. And when you would venture the few times into town after hearing those favors granted, everyone kind of had an idea that this favor just was a naturally occurring everyday thing, even prior to when the favor was asked. No one questioned it.
I will relay that to the party.
Okay.
Then perhaps she could magically raise our standing so that we can get into the masquerade.
And no one would bat an eye. Except us.
That would be good.
What about Fox? Would he?
What do you mean? What about him?
I don't know. Would he raise suspicion seeing us there? Or is he
Well,
also...
he doesn't. He already said that he won't step foot on the grounds, like even anywhere near the premises. He sends people in there to do that.
And raising our standing was
His
kind
idea.
of his suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, just want to make sure.
You're good.
All right.
So, you agree on raising the standing of status?
I do.
I do.
See,
Go for it.
So you guys go to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. Ferdinand, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ferdinand?
Yep.
Natural 20.
Okay, you're fine. For now.
Concern.
You remember a faint taste of honey in your mouth. And you're like, I don't remember where that taste is from. But it was sweet. Comforting. You'll have to
Okay.
learn where it came from again if you don't remember.
I remember.
You remember?
I do.
All right. So, you all can roll me perception.
Non-nat 20.
25.
4.
14.
Okay.
22.
Okay. Which one of you closed and locked the window before you went to bed?
I did.
Are you sure?
I closed and locked it before we went down to the lobby.
Okay. You pulled the blinds closed?
Because I specifically said I go and latch the window shut.
Okay. All of you very...
And I think Gertie would have.
Go ahead.
I think Gertie would have noticed if it was unlocked because she was standing in the room watching people pace and come out of the masquerade.
Yeah. Just double checking. You all hear the screams echo off the cobblestone and the whines. It didn't have to be this way. Why? Why would you leave? Gave you everything. And more screams as the 3 o'clock hour approaches. And you drift into a very unsettling sleep. For Gertie and Ferdinand, it's hauntingly familiar and almost like a lullaby. You awake the next morning with a full rest, still tired and groggy, because of the sounds. It's like falling asleep in an unfamiliar place. Waking up confused. You hear a small peck at the door.
I answer it.
Crow's sitting there on the floor.
Good morning, Crow. Yes, it is a fine morning, isn't it? Oh, what's that? I see.
It flies over and lands on Quinner's head.
We were having such a good conversation.
Starts nibbling at his
Quinner.
hair.
Quinner actually talks to the bird. Good morning.
Good morning. Food?
I'll cast Goodberry again.
Okay. It eats it. Thank you. And then it flutters back out onto the knife.
It's going to be an everyday thing. You know that, right?
For as long as you're in the room.
Quinner, it's keeping us alive. Please just keep feeding it.
So. You wake up. You smell breakfast downstairs. Bacon, apple juice, not fermented.
Hell yeah.
You remember that Aunt Fanny said to join her for breakfast.
Oh.
So, what do you do?
Well, we should go.
Why does my head hurt so bad?
That's right.
Gertie's already ready. She's so excited to go see her Aunt Fanny and the other aunties.
Okay.
Same.
Oakley's pretty apprehensive, but excited to have everybody find out everything.
Okay. Eventually. Okay.
Quinner is dragging.
Okay. Barnabas.
He'll probably cast Druidcraft to make a cloud over himself to like make a floating shade, just to like shield his eyes from the sun.
Okay.
But it has the impression of like pure sad boy hours, like he's literally being followed by a rain cloud over top of him at this point.
Okay. Alrighty, Eeyore.
So, I guess we're going to Aunt Fanny's?
Yeah. I didn't know if you were dragging or if you were up and about.
Dragging a little.
Okay. Cool.
But just because it's early.
Yeah.
I only had apple juice.
You make your way downstairs. You nod at Matilda on your way out and take to the streets. For those of you who survived the night out, you can very, very faintly see the small tinges of where red was before the owners of each area woke up early to clean the blood off the streets. You wander into the cobblestone road, and almost as if it were yesterday, Ferdy and Ferdinand, you start walking down the road to the far end of town till the cobblestone turns into a dirt path where you see the hundreds of beehives and trees with apples on them. And this very, not fancy, but not farmhouse, almost like cottage, like a 2-story cottage. Think the 3 fairies from Sleeping Beauty. And that's what the house kind of looks like on the outside. You see a familiar person Very, very large bottom. Doesn't look as young as they did yesterday, but looks very, very familiar to what you remember growing up with. It's a very pale green, elven looking woman. Very plump and round. Is tending to some ferns on the outside near the front doorway with a slightly crooked nose. Oh, you're here now. I thought you had forgot, my darlings.
Oh, Aunt Fanny, we would never forget.
That's a good girl, Gertie.
Ferdinand probably like, as soon as she turns around, he's probably like all excited toddler style, like running up to her for a hug.
Yep. Easy enough. She hugs both of you very warmly. Let's see, my pretties. I see your friends have come along as well.
Of course. I always got to bring them.
I hope they're hungry. You know the others have been busy this morning making all your favorites.
Ooh.
So, let's not keep them.
I'm gonna lay back on the mead this morning, Aunt Fanny.
Oh, that's fine.
Last night I saw some things.
That's fine, my darling. I'll have plenty to send on the road with you. She opens the door. Come in, come in. And inside is a whole crazed, organized chaos of a house. There are herbs drying from the ceiling. There's another magic broom sweeping just dust off the floor. There's a fire going with like a cauldron pot over it bubbling with some liquid. You hear someone upstairs humming away some sort of tune and also mumbling under their breath something. And in the kitchen, you see a very, very large woman. Not just fat bottom, just she literally could be a bowling ball of a woman. Also green tinge in nature. Has tufts of white and orange and brown and black hair. It's almost like her hair can't decide what color it wants to be. And she is over a table just slicing some apples up and plating them on a serving plate.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, my preciouses. Ferdinand, it's been a long time. Gertie, welcome home, my darling. You both are very quiet, do you not remember?
Do I remember?
Roll history.
Nat 20.
This is Grandmama Marie.
No, you. Ferdinand doesn't know, though.
Wait a damn second.
Gertie rolled an 18.
What, Colton?
Wait a damn second.
And Brittany, what did you say?
I rolled an 18.
You would also know that this is Grandmama Marie. She
Does Brittany know Grandmama Marie?
Okay, so for a real quick recap, to give some history, because there are 4 people who would know who Marie is. At the very beginning of your adventure, when you first entered the mist, you were met with a very fat calico tabaxi. And a tabaxi is a cat who was a fortune teller.
And I thought she was going to come back up, but I honestly thought she was Aunt Fanny.
And she let you guys ask 3 questions on how to get out of the mist. And she's the one who originally warned you with those 3 questions. Trust no one. Nothing is as they seem.
I'm pretty sure that Norma stole a teacup from her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stole a crystal ball, too.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Norma didn't hand her things off to anybody, did she?
Nope.
Oh.
That's why certain party members are like, oh no.
I bet you that bird knows where she is.
Grandmama! And Ferdinand's gonna run up and hug her.
She hugs you back, and she brings a tray of cookies down, and they are in the shape of cats.
Of course they are.
Mm-hmm.
I take one.
It tastes like cinnamon and catnip. You're a goblin. You're used to eating weird shit.
Yeah. No, that was more of an expression from Eric being like, huh, I wonder what that would taste like.
Probably like weed. And she keeps setting the table.
Now, my pretties, pick your spots and sit down, and I'll go get our other sister.
At this point, would Gertie or I remember who the other sister is?
You can roll history again.
Okay. I rolled a nat 20 last time.
It
though.
doesn't matter. That was to remember this one.
Okay.
You haven't even seen this one. You've only heard her.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Nat 20.
God damn it.
21.
All right.
You get nothing, you lose. Good day,
sir.
Biz.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you know Grandmama Marie. You know Aunt Fanny. The other granny that you're recalling is one that was present in a memory that was murdered by you in the memory.
By who?
By you all in the memory.
Who did we kill?
You watch as a very old woman with long black hair, pale green complexity, and a nose that hooks downward almost like a beak.
Is it the lady that we killed in the maze?
And very long nails and sharp teeth walk down. And it is Granny. Is it pronounced Ravenna? Ravenna? Ravenna?
Yeah, that lets me know it's exactly who I thought it was.
Yeah. Me and
What the
Barnabas
fuck?
looking at each other like, is it who we think it is?
Well, you weren't.
That is.
Ferdinand wasn't in the dream.
No. Hermit was.
I thought that was Barnabas's mom.
Yeah, it was Barnabas's mom.
Oh, mom
Granny
2.0,
Ravenna!
And she takes her long nailed hands. She gives you nice gentle scratches on your scalp.
There, child, how are you?
I'm doing great. I have new friends.
I see this. Gertrude, it's a pleasure to see you as well. Come, let us enjoy some breakfast. I am rather hungry.
And she ushers you back to the table. And the three sisters sit next to each other. You all take a spot around. In front of you are cinnamon buns. There's candied flies for your favorite little spider.
Barnabas doesn't eat anything.
There's apples with caramel. There's mead. There's unfermented apple juice.
Not even touching it. I'm not touching nothing in Aunt Fanny's.
Quinner's probably finding like just the greasiest food that he can find.
Yeah, there's like hash browns, there's eggs, there's bacon, there's ham. They weren't really sure what you all ate for breakfast, so they kind of made a hodgepodge of everything.
As grandmothers do.
Yep. There's biscuits, there's gravy, there's croissants. And they're passing the plates down.
Now, darlings, you need to eat something.
Ferdinand's chowing down.
Okay.
He trusts.
Yep. You don't know better.
He doesn't.
What are the
Gertie's feeling a little hungover from last night, so she's going to eat kind of very slowly.
Okay. The rest of you?
Oakley does what is perceived as normal in the moment with everyone else.
So eating slowly, got it?
Yes.
Everyone is hungover except for Barnabas.
Now, darling, why aren't you eating?
And she looks to you, Barnabas.
I'm not hungry. I had a big meal earlier last night.
Roll deception. At disadvantage.
Can't roll a 1, can I?
No, you're near Quinner.
$11.
Aunt Fanny kind of looks at you.
But, my darling, all you had was something to drink. That's not near enough. At least have a biscuit.
My stomach's feeling off.
Oh, you need some help with that. We have great remedies here.
I think it'll just pass on its own. Just one of those things.
Shame,
Really not hungry.
we make a great tea.
That's terrible. That's delicious.
More for the rest, I guess.
We'll send some on the road with you.
I
Oh,
feel
that
like
would be
this is a
wonderful.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy scenario where we're all going to eat something and then wake up with our faces tied to this thing and mice cutting open our fucking brains.
Aunt Fanny, make sure to pack it with the mead.
Oh, that's the plan, my darling. Always the plan. Now, have you thought of your favor?
We'd like you to raise our standing within the town.
Aunt Fanny kind of looks to her sisters on either side, and they both nod.
Hey, Aunt Fanny, but take these as a gesture. And Gertie brings everything that is remaining from her pockets, including like the wedding ring from the masquerade ball and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
And she gives it to her and she lines it out.
Yeah, she grins and says,
Thank you, my darling. We will take these. Now, raising your status in the town. How high are we wanting the status to go?
To the moon.
High enough to get an invitation into the masquerade ball.
Well, there is a very vacant house near the woods right before the outskirts of town. We can spruce it up and give you nobility status of like a duke.
As soon as you said Duke, the only thing playing through my head was the song Duke of Earl, so I'm trying to work past that.
Would
I was
that get
thinking
us into the
something
ball?
else.
What'd you say, Brittany?
Nothing, continue.
I think I got what it was. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, it would get you into the ball.
And I could be a duke?
Yes, you can be a duke or duchess. You can be anything you want to be, my darling.
Okay.
Very well. Grandmama Marie will go take care of the estate and get it back into a functioning order. Granny will work on getting the titles ready for you. In the meantime and in between time, let us eat breakfast and enjoy each other's company. How was the show? What were your thoughts?
I dreamed about spiders afterwards.
I thought you were so beautiful. I saw two of you.
Oh, my darling, as always.
It was lively.
All good feedback. Minus the spiders. I'm sorry you saw spiders.
Absinthe was interesting, though.
That's why you saw spiders.
Hold up.
Holding up.
Craig?
Did it just now stop?
I just heard the Discord.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
He said he was stepping away for a second.
Oh, okay.
Now, is there any other negative feedbacks about the show? Any recommendations?
The eight-legged friends were a little bit spooky.
Again, I don't know of these eight-legged friends that you speak of. Were you also drinking the green fairy?
I want to lie to her, but I know she's gonna know. Oh, the fifth doesn't exist here.
You could just not say anything.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, we can work on maybe cleaning up some cobwebs that I'm assuming you saw. But I believe you will each need to go up and see Granny as she makes the new titles for you. And figure out how elaborate of a title you want.
Okay.
Very well. I will.
Gertie has like a sense of deja vu.
Deja vu.
I will need to clean up the mess from breakfast and pack your bags for to-go goodies and drinks. Now run along upstairs to the library.
To the library.
And do all of you get up and go to the library?
Yes.
Yeah, I follow Ferdinand.
Okay.
I don't want to be in a room by myself. So I'm out of this house.
You guys go back towards kind of where the front door was and then cut up to the stairs right across from the entryway. Swing a left onto that like balcony area there. Walk past two familiar doors for Gertie and Ferdinand.
Can I peek into Ferdinand's old room?
Yes, you can.
Ah!
Yeah, yours is the first one. You open the door. Inside is a very odd collection of clothing
Yes.
that don't make any sense going together. You have some odd bits of other collectibles. Just things that have caught your eye. Rocks, broken forks, misshapen things that were discarded and left in the trash.
Yep.
You also have like a couple like picture books, a little hay bed with a kind of mildewing blanket. And there's like the leg of a teddy bear. Not the full teddy bear, just the leg.
Oh my god. Is that... It's Charles. I go to pick up the leg and I hug it. And I was like, Charles, it's been so long. How have you been? And it doesn't answer.
Nope.
He's just having a conversation like, oh, really? You're telling me you did all that while I was gone? Oh my god. You're an adventurer too. Anyways, you're coming with me now.
Adorable. In the best way. I hate it. So you put the leg in your bag.
Yes.
Grady, are you wanting to stop into your room?
Not with the group. No.
Okay. You walk past your bedroom door, and the door next is the door to the library, where you see... I'm never going to be able to pronounce this name, no matter how hard I try.
Ravenna.
I really just want to call her Raven.
You can call her that. It's fine.
Okay. Granny Raven. She has...
We call that a retcon.
It's just my brain doesn't want to pronounce the vowels. She is sitting at a very large desk, and there's tomes and different assortments of books just kind of flying around her, bouncing from shelf to shelf. Every so often, she'll flick a hand, and a tome will open and flip to certain pages, and she'll pull like words off the page and pull it onto the parchment. One of her hands dips each one of the elongated nails into ink and starts scratching away on the paper with her fingernails as she's writing out these titles for you.
Now, let us see. What is your full title, Ferdinand?
Well, I've been thinking about this for like 3 minutes now. And I believe that my full title is Duke Ferdinand, the Bull of Dementlu.
The what of Dementlu?
The Bull of Dementlu.
Okay, B-U-L-L or B-O-double-U-L?
B-U-L-L.
Okay, because I heard bull, and I was like, I mean, that's 2 character, but I'm confused. Very well, darling. And she scratches it up, puts a seal on it, and you feel fuzzy all of a sudden.
Oh.
But like magical fuzzy. You felt this way before with your grannies and your aunties, or however you address
The
them.
tingles.
Yeah. And this paper with a wax seal flies over to you, and you see on there your name in gold writing, with the seal saying approval made permanent by the 3 odd gabbles. Any question regarding the status of this being, seek the cottage near the woods.
Okay.
And it magically scrolls up and that like knights you.
Nice.
Hands it to you.
And for you, Gertrude, what is your title?
I will take Empress of the Cottage. There you go.
With the
Or
name.
Empress of Demetlu. I don't really care.
Do you want your name in there or no? Like Gertie or Gertrude?
You could put me down as a mistress. I don't really care.
Empress Mistress of Dementlu.
Yes, there you go.
Gertrude. Same thing happens to you. It flies over at night, so you see the seal and all of that. Barnabas.
Count Blackcroft.
Count Blackcroft. She kind of stops for a second, and the books all kind of stand still. She turns back and looks at you. That is an interesting choice. Are you from these parts?
My past is a little fuzzy. Not 100% sure.
We could make it clearer if you like.
Perhaps another time.
Very well. Count Blackcroft.
And she, without even looking back at the paper, scratches it out and it flies over towards you. You can roll insight on her if you want. Anyone looking at this can, actually.
16.
Okay.
22.
Non-nat 20.
Okay. Oakley. You do sense a recognition when she says Count Blackcroft. Like, this is a name that was very commonly used or was used recently. You're not sure which. Barnabas. When she looks at you, she kind of narrows her eyes like she's studying your features. It is very obvious to you that someone with the name Blackcroft has come here and asked for a favor before. You're just not sure which someone. Quinner. 22.
Yes.
You see the small smirk that Aunt Fanny gave the previous day to a certain servant of someone. And you feel very strongly that this was a more recent deal that was struck with the name Blackcroft. Quinner, what do you want your title to be?
Steward Stonebottle works fine.
Okay. She, with her nails, she dips them back in the ink and scribbles it out, and you get the same scroll that everyone else has gotten so far, just with your title and name. And Oakley Dokley's. She left this with me, so she's stuck with what I pick. She shall be known as Madam Oakley Dokley of the okayest and dokayest part of Dementlu. So we're just having fun with it. Try saying that 5 times fast. She finishes scrawling those out, and she looks at you, Gertie.
Do you still have that necklace?
I keep it on me everywhere I go.
Very well. Does it need any repairs?
Gertie pulls it out from between her breast, and she takes a look at it, and she lets Granny see it. I don't know, you let me know.
She waves her hand over it, and it polishes it up some more and fixes like a tiny crack in there. And she looks at you.
You take very good care of this. It's a very rare artifact. And if it falls into the wrong hands, very dire consequences could happen.
And she pats you on the head.
And for you, Ferdinand, We got something special for you since you left in such a hurry last time.
Oh, yeah, I was just really excited to see my best friend again.
I'm aware, sweetheart, but you left very ill prepared.
Maybe.
And she hands you a glass eye on a necklace.
I put it on.
So we can keep track of your whereabouts. In case you're in any danger.
So I'll always have you guys with me. And Ferdinand beams.
Precisely, sweetheart.
And she taps you on the head.
Now run along and Aunt Fanny will take you to where Grandmama Marie went with your snacks, and that'll be your house, mansion, manor, whatever you choose to call it, in the Mentlu.
And she ushers you towards the door of the library. And as each one of you exits, the door shuts and you hear it lock. So you can choose to go back downstairs or you can choose to explore.
Can I listen through the door?
Yeah, roll perception. What are you listening for?
Just what's going on. It's just a 7, though.
You hear a whole bunch of tomes moving around and papers rustling.
That makes sense.
Suppose we go back downstairs?
Barnabas, I have something to show you.
Okay. Lead the way.
No, it's right here with me.
Oh.
I pull out Charles. This is Charles. Whenever Gertie was out, he was my best friend. And we went on adventures. As you can tell, not all of them made it through.
I was about to ask if he was always... if he had more at some point.
You see, our adventures were very perilous. But this, right here, this is the sturdiest piece of Charles to have survived.
His leg.
That sounds like survivor bias.
Anyway,
Charles also has survivor guilt.
just wanted to show you.
That's very nice. Thank you.
And I put it away.
Alright, so you guys go downstairs?
Yeah.
Gertie, do you stop at your room at all? ASMR. I don't know if she heard me. Gertie, do
I'm
you?
here.
Oh,
Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, it was just taking me a second to unmute. Yeah, sure, why not?
You go into your room, and very much like Ferdinand's, you have the hay mound with the blanket. You didn't really have a plushie. You had more of a tattered picture frame with a very torn picture. And in the picture is you holding two goblin hands, and the heads of the goblins are ripped off from like the actual picture. Like it's a torn picture completely. And that was the closest thing you had connecting you to your parents. You also have an odd collection of very shiny trinkets, necklaces, rings, coin purses, flasks, odds and ends, bits and baubles, some pigeonholed away, some out and proudly presented. and you had the view from your window, and you can see the little like claw marks from when you were learning how to stealth in and out of your window without your Aunt Fanny knowing. And it just brings a small smile back to you as you remember all your escapades.
Does anything, the trinkets or anything like specifically stand out, like that I may want to bring with me?
I mean, if you want to wear some nicer jewelry, there's several different pieces. Like sapphire rings, diamond necklace, a little tiara.
I'll take the tiara and necklace and like some earrings and maybe a bracelet if there's one.
Yeah, there's plenty to choose from. So, you have a matching set of jewelry and a tiara. She wants to be the prettiest girl at the party.
I'm gonna be the prettiest girl at the party.
And from there, you leave your room and follow everyone down. You come into the kitchen where Aunt Fanny is, and she has like small backpacks for you. And as you open the small backpacks, you see a whole fuck ton of food. Like she has somehow made an interdimensional like lunch bag.
Nice.
It's like her mind. It's like a bag of holding, but not.
It's a bag of snacking.
It's a bag of snacking.
Yes.
It's a toddler's pocket.
A toddler's pocket.
Have you given snacks to toddlers and them just pull stuff out of their pocket? Like, how many more goldfish do you have in there?
All of them.
No, let's be honest, it's always trash.
I mean, fair.
They always have trash in their pockets
fair.
because they've ate it all.
Yep. So it's we'll call it the bag of snacking. It's like endless snacks, and like meat and drinks. So each one of you has this, and it'll last for 3 days.
Now, my darlings, we must go for a walk and go see the place of establishment for your newfound status.
She ushers you out the door. You go for a walk. Walk about an hour and a half, all on dirt road. Barnabas, Quinner, and Gertie. Roll me history.
I was going to ask roll history when I saw the house. $11.
Okay. Waiting on the other two. Did we lose?
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural, okay. Gertie?
19.
19. You are looking at your family's old establishment.
Yeah, I knew it.
Everything looks the same. You see Grandmama Marie running around the house, casting a spell which is very similar to mending, restoring old stained glass windows. Old furniture becomes new. The only thing that's really different is all the trees on the outside are decayed and dead. Gnarled roots, gnarled branches with no life left in them. And Aunt Fanny walks you up to the door. You enter in. The inside is just as clean and pristine as before.
Now, I can provide you with servants if you'd like.
Provide us with what again?
Servants.
I think we'll be all right without servants.
Yeah, probably.
Very well. Enjoy your new establishment. And take care of your titles.
And as she goes to leave, you see standing in the doorway Fox. And that is where we will pick up next time.
Bam, bam, bam.
I do need sanity checks from everyone so far.
4.
Okay.
9.
9, okay.
I was gonna say 8.
8, okay.
7.
7. Cool. We're having all sorts of fun. So until next time, guys.
All right. Everybody say bye.
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 Bye.